since you were here for the prospect term, what were your impressions of what you saw?
Well, I thought, first of all, Game 4 is always a tough game in terms the guys are real tired. It was 4 games in 5 nights, so I don't know that that's the best evaluation of that game. I was here for Game 1 as well. I had an event on Saturday, an event on Monday back in Detroit, so I couldn't be here for those. I thought... I thought our guys played well. Obviously, winning the tournament means that they had to do a lot of things right. I thought a number of players showed pretty well. So let's extend that now into camp and keep going.
How will you divide up the rosters? Have you?
We'll have 3 teams. 2 of which would be guys that I would say are closer to being Detroit Red Wings. Closer either our guys that have played for us or whatnot, and then the 3rd team will be guys that I would just say are probably further away from being Detroit Red Wings. So the 2 teams will be a little bit heavier stacked.
So it'll be different.
With Sedina, do you know who? Like, do you want to pair guys like Sedina, Valeno, and such cider with veterans to kind of?
Yeah, it's a little bit when you get to 2 teams. It does present some difficulties. I certainly want Sider to be with a D partner that's a vet. Zadina when possible. Valeno. The problem is when you get to 2 teams, it just shows how hard it is. You have to beat certain guys out, and so we'll put them together. And the biggest thing I'd say is literally it's for 2 days, maybe 3. My explanation to the players today is it's a start. It's not where we finish. Their play will dictate where we finish.
Seems like there are jobs and definitely ice time to be had here going forward.
Well, there's no doubt. I think I have one line that I know I'm going to play together, and the Larkin line, that Larkin, Mantham, Bertuzzi. I know I'm going to play that line together. Other than that, I know Double A's going to be high up in the lineup. Other than that, I mean, it's wide open up front in terms of finding ways to make your way and be an impact player. And then on D, I've probably got there's definitely spots open there as well, and we got a whole bunch of guys that are vying for those spots. So it's competitive. That's how I want it. That's how Steve wants it. That's what the league is.
Do you anticipate everyone being like Daly, Green, Erickson?
Yeah. I've talked to all 3 of those guys. They all feel real good. So I anticipate them all being healthy and ready to go. Green has had no setbacks at all. He's felt good all summer. He's trained hard. He's really, he feels like he's in a good spot. Talk to Dale, same thing. Dale's had a real tough year that probably went a little bit unnoticed last year in terms of he was in, he was out, he was in, he was out, and he feels great. He thought he had a great summer, and the same would go for Johnny. So, I think all those guys are in healthy spots, and now hopefully they can have great camps.
Is there anybody who's not that you know of?
No, right now I anticipate everybody. I got to think about this for 1 second. The only guy that will not be ready for camp is Alec Regula is out. He's out with a concussion.
How familiar are you with some of the new guys like Ernie and Filppula and Nemeth?
Well, I coached Phil when I was an assistant here, so I've known Filppula for a long time. I'm very familiar with him. Had an opportunity to watch Ernie play on tape since we've traded for him, so gotten familiar with him. Spoke to Tampa staff, had a good conversation with Adam as well. Actually, I knew him as a 15-year-old way back when, so he's certainly familiar enough. And then Patrick's a guy we targeted. We got to make sure we're a better defensive team, and that's what he's really good at. So I don't know him great as a person. I've had some opportunity to be with him a little bit, but I think Patrick knows what he is, and look forward to him making an impact.
You expect a competitive camp every year, but this year maybe a little bit more so with the way the young guys have kind of progressed and are coming on, and you can see that they're really pushing now.
Well, I hope so. I hope those young guys push and make a real strong statement that they're ready to help our team win, and that's the biggest thing. I think both myself and Steve, it doesn't make any sense to put guys on the team just to be on the team. We want guys that are going to help us win. So if those guys are ready to make us a better hockey team, then that's awesome. Ultimately, we've said this lots. Our growth has to come from that group. It's how quick are they ready to do it, and how good are they going to be. Those are 2 unknowns that we can't answer, but they get a chance to answer every time they play here in exhibition, and every time they keep playing throughout the season.
What do you watch for in training camp? I mean,
Impact on the game. You know, we've got 9 exhibition games. We're going to start here by making sure we have a great mentality, a work ethic, and competitiveness. That probably is the number one thing we want to get out of Traverse City, is that we know we're going to work and we're going to compete. Training camp's hard, and we're going to make sure guys can leave training camp and they know they put that time in. Once we get in the exhibition season, give guys opportunities to earn jobs on the team, earn jobs on special teams, earn jobs in certain lineups and on deep pairings. And so, you know, which guys make the best impact on the game, who makes more positive plays than negative plays, which guys have taken steps in the stuff that we wanted them to take steps in.
Training camp, a little subtle shift, less scrimmages.
Yeah, you know, for me, the scrimmages are just okay. Sometimes, you know, Ken liked them. I would say Steve it didn't matter as much, and so this gives us a chance to have 2 good practices, then play a red-white game. I mean, we play 9 exhibition games, so I didn't think we needed a whole bunch more scrimmages. We are going to play some small games and some 3-on-3 on that second half of the practice, and it just gives us a little bit chance to get a little more practice time in.
And 9 games, how do you manage that? I mean, that's so much hockey.
Yeah, no, at the end, the players will play the same amount of games that I would have played if we had 6, to be honest with you. Like, if a guy needs 3 to be ready, he's going to play 3. If he needs 4, he's going to play 4. If he needs 5, he's going to play 5. So the 9 just becomes a number. It's probably, you know, hardest on the staff than anybody else, training staff, everybody. But the one thing it does is it takes away a little bit of practice time. But now, with that said, you know, that Craft Hockeyville is a special thing, and to be able to go to the UP and play is awesome, and so we look forward to that.
Jeff, last year it was 60 minutes of hell. The team had T-shirts. A different rallying cry this year, or does everybody pretty much know what the task is at hand?
We'll have our messaging at camp. Maybe not T-shirts, but I've done that prior, and probably, you know, I'm not doing that this year. But we'll have our messaging at camp, and hopefully we get a clear message and a path to success for our guys.
You know, last year when you split the teams up, it really appeared that one was Detroit Red Wings, one was Grand Rapids Griffins, and one was Prospects, as you said, might be a little bit away. Are these first 2 teams going to be more of a mixture because there is so much competition?
That was actually 2 years ago I did that.
Oh, okay.
And I knew for the most part who was going to be on the hockey team. Last year I split it almost evenly amongst the 3. This year I've kind of gone with 2 teams that are more compete for jobs. The way the why switch, well, every year's different, and the way that I looked at the players and whatnot, to me it made the most sense to put those 2 together. The closer you can get to your own team practicing, like I did 2 years ago, potentially the quicker you can hit the ground running. Now we do have a full week before our first game, so we've got some time to get going that way too. But you know, I've tried to work those teams so that at least there's a lot of NHL guys or guys that are potential NHL guys on those first 2 teams. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.